Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about tunnel diode in the most simplest possible way. Let's get started. This is the graph of the normal diode. As you increase the voltage, the current gets increased, and this is how it happens in the normal diode. In the tunnel diode, however, it doesn't work like that. In the beginnings, at low voltages, it increases at a faster speed, at a faster pace, and then reaches a maximum point and then drops. And after this point, this is called the valley voltage, it continues to be its characteristics continues to be as the normal diode itself. So why is this happening? This is because in the diode, normally the electrons cross from n side to p side, from n to p, by a process called surmounting. But in this tunnel diode, they just tunnel. What is tunneling actually? I'll tell you in a simpler way. Take this analogy. If the door is fully open, let us assume two people can get in at once. If the door is partially open, only one person can get in at once. So simply, the bigger the tunnel, the more electrons can get in. If the tunnel opening is less, the lesser electrons. That is it. That's how a tunnel diode works. I'll tell it to you in terms of the energy level diagrams now. Just remember this example and understand it in terms of this. I'm not so good at diagrams, but this is the energy band diagram. This is the conduction band, valence band, and this one is the Fermi level. In the intrinsic one, it stays at the center, and in the heavily doped ones, it comes into the, suppose, heavily doped n-type semiconductor. The Fermi level goes into the conduction band. Actually, Fermi level is the average energy of electrons. That energy level is called the Fermi energy level. So in the heavily doped n-type, it is in the conduction band. So this heavily doped n-type, it is in the conduction band. This is the Fermi level, okay? And this is the heavily doped p-type semiconductor, and the Fermi level is in the valence band, okay? What happens when these two are joined? This Fermi level shifts or equalizes with this Fermi level, but this relative positions, the distance from this valence band to this Fermi level, or this conduction band and this Fermi level, nothing changes in this setup. Only this shifts downwards or the shifts upwards. Something happens. I'll tell you what happens. After these two are joined with each other, Fermi levels equalize. We'll see what happens and how it looks after equalization of Fermi levels. So this is how Fermi level equalization happens. The relative positions are still the same. Heavily doped n-type, heavily doped p-type. This dotted line is the Fermi level. These are equalized, okay? But it is not that these two have the direct contact or something. There is a forbidden energy level. So I'll join these in one-to-one correspondence. The top of the valence band to the, so this is actually the conduction band, and this is the valence band. So the top of the conduction band to the top of the n-type conduction band. Same way, these two, these, you just join, okay? Sorry about my neatness, but the thing is clear. So basically, we will look at this part. We are concerned about this part. There is this forbidden energy gap between the electrons in the conduction band and the empty energy levels in the valence band of the p-type, okay? We'll just zoom in on this part from now onwards. We'll not draw these things, okay? So this is the zoomed in one. In the n-type, these are the electrons in conduction band. This is the top. This is the brim or electron level, just like water level. Electrons are up to this energy level. In the p-type, electrons are up to this energy level, okay? When an electron over here can see, if I draw a line over here, this is the same energy in conduction band of n-type, and this is the same energy in the valence band of p-type. So if an electron can see an empty energy state in the p side, when the bias is applied, it can tunnel and come to the p side, if and only if there is an empty energy level. As we can see, this electron is able to see the empty space. This means that this p side is filled with the electrons still here. Okay, if more electrons can see this open, more large amount of open space, they can tunnel, more amount of electrons can tunnel. Just like my door example, more opening 2 people, less opening single person. In this case there is more opening, so more electrons can tunnel through. How does these levels change actually? I'll tell you that. We generally know that when the energy is higher, it means that it is unstable. That is the basic thing. When you forward bias a PN junction diode, the electrons over here would be repelled by this negative potential. So if the electron is farther away, farther from the negative terminal, it is more stable. It is more stable. And if it is closer to the negative terminal, it is less stable. Okay, the lesser the stability, the higher the energy. So if you see in this diagram, electrons are at higher energy level just because they are at the higher potential, and these electrons in the p band are at lower energy level because they are at lower potential. Since this is a forward biased PN junction diode and the negative terminal is over here and the positive terminal is over here, an electron would be repelled by the negative terminal and it would be attracted by this positive terminal. So definitely its energy, it is unstable over here, higher energy, lower energy. So if you vary this level could go up and down, and the amount of tunnel visible to the electron would be increased or decreased, and depending on that, if the door is less closed or partially open, less electrons, highly open, more electrons. As you further increase this, these electrons become more unstable, or simply say these electrons go into higher energy states, and these electrons go into lower ones, and these are more stable ones, and the amount of tunnel visible basically is very less. So less amount of electrons tunnel through as you increase the voltage. So if you can see in this diagram here, the tunnel is just beginning to open. Here the max opening of the tunnel, and here the tunnel opening has become to a minimal level. So that's why the current drops over here even if you apply higher potential. So this conduction or the electron passage is happening by tunneling process, and this traditional diode, they are just surmounting the energy barrier, and beyond this point, even in the tunnel diode, the electrons can pass or cross the energy barrier by surmounting. Tunneling only happens over here. So this is how the tunnel diode works. My apologies if this method or this approach isn't right for you. I hope it helps someone. Thank you. Have a nice day.